Hey, Alan.
Good morning. How are you, Jennifer Mertland?
Great. How are you?
I'm doing great. Beautiful
Good.
day.
Yes.
The sun's shining. It's wonderful.
Let's talk about selling houses, shall we?
Absolutely. Loves talking about selling houses.
So I know one of the questions that we get asked all the time is like, what is my house worth? What's going on in this market? Can I price it really high? Because you can always come, people say we can always come down, but you can't go up. But it's
Mhm.
actually super critical to price the house right.
Yeah, it is.
Why? And what
And
does it mean and why?
and what's interesting about that is the market as a whole, as we know, is really, really hot. I mean, as far as low inventory, lots of buyers. Um, and so it feels like I can price my house at whatever I want, and that's fine. But there's a lot of factors involved. It's,
Mhm.
location, and it just there's a lot of factors that you need to really take a look at everything to price it correctly, because it feels like you can just do whatever you want. And
It does feel like that.
it does. I mean, but it really depends. So let me share. I've got a really cool chart that I want to share.
Oh, okay.
So the idea is to get the sweet spot. So we want to be right there in the middle. We don't want to underprice, because we can see from the chart, we're just giving money, leaving money on the
Right.
table. And if you're going to buy another house, that doesn't give you as much money to buy the next house. And then if you price it too low, buyers think there's something wrong.
Hmm.
If
Hmm.
they, because pretty much people sort of know the neighborhoods that they're in, and they know what their house is kind of worth. And so other people know that as well. So if you price it really, really low, they're going to
You're
ask
gonna be like,
questions.
what's wrong?
Yeah,
Yeah.
what's wrong with the house if it's priced that low? So we want to get right there at that market value. And market value also means that you've kept your house maintained to get to market value. So if you haven't replaced the roof, if you haven't replaced the mechanics, if you have old carpet, you can't assume you're going to get at market value. So we look at all of those things when we price a house. But if we get it at market value and we're right at that sweet spot, we can get into a bidding war that will, the market will drive the price up, not us. The market does. And that helps on appraisal too, if the market's the one that's driving the price up. And
But
it's,
oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, it's going to sell quicker too,
Mhm.
and get it at market value.
And I think you'll also be able to get any terms that you've been wanting. So maybe you want to need to stay in the house an extra few days or something like that. You're more likely to, because you're casting a wider net, you can get the truly the right buyer that's willing to give you everything you want, which is great.
Yeah, that's
But
great.
what are the downfall? Because we do hear it all the time. But Alan, if I price it a little bit higher, I can always negotiate and come down.
Yeah, I mean, we hear that all the time, and that is certainly a strategy. And I think that strategy is certainly better now with low inventory than it was 2 years ago.
Mhm.
So yes, you can go a little farther up if you like, and the market can be crazy. And we'll do our best to figure out what that sweet spot is. But I would just caution that we don't go too far.
Mhm.
Don't get greedy and then just price it out of the market, because if the market doesn't drive the price up, then we've got appraisal problem. So we have to figure that out as well. We
Well, I
can't go.
also think like if the when the buyer's looking at it, they're like, and they know, right? Because buyers know everything about sellers before they even come to the house. And they're
Yeah,
like, the thought is this person unreasonable? Like, what are they doing?
yeah,
Why are
sure.
they doing that? I don't even want to deal with them.
Right, exactly. You're exactly right. They're gonna make things up that they don't even know anything about based on what they know. And
Right.
what they know is it looks like it's way overpriced, or
Right.
so.
I
Yeah.
think too, if especially in this market, if a house is on the market for too long, because
What, 2 days?
right, if it's on if it's on the market longer than 30 seconds, no, but
Right.
let's say they see a house that was priced too high in the beginning because the seller was just like, hey, we want to try it, blah, blah, blah. Right. So the agent does that. And then let's say 2 weeks later, there's no offer and it's still on the market. And then they're like, well, I guess you were right. Or I guess the market, we needed reduced. Then if buyers see that, they're like, well, that's weird.
Mhm.
Every house that I go to, I'm in multiple offers. Every house that I go to is only on the market for a couple of days. Why is this one on the market? Why did they have to drop their price? What's wrong with this house?
Yeah, it's usually what's wrong with it. That's the
Mhm.
question they ask, because is it because they know it
Yeah.
should sell quickly in this market?
Yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, but we're here to make sure we do the market analysis. And we look at a lot of different factors when we're pricing a home.
Mhm.
So we can certainly do that market analysis, because sometimes it's streets make a difference. You know what
Oh,
I
for
mean?
sure, especially in Cincinnati. But
Oh
I
yeah,
think
yeah,
too, like from a seller's perspective, we have to remember that the buyer, the first thing that they're searching is generally location, right?
yeah,
Location,
yeah.
bedrooms, bathrooms, and price. So what
Right,
is the price that's going to attract the most amount of the right buyers to the house from a marketing perspective that will cause the market to drive it higher?
correct.
Yeah, good. I like it. Mic drop. No. Alan, if people are wondering about if they're thinking about moving, they're wondering what their house is worth, what is the best way to get a hold of you?
Probably text or call,
Okay.
513-646-1488. It's right here on our handy dandy chart. So yeah, 513
Perfect.
646 1488 is probably the easiest way.
Awesome. Thanks, Alan.
Thank you.